Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to look at two functions very closely related. The first one is called Countif, C-O-U-N-T-I-F. The second one is the same but with an S on the end, Countifs, C-O-U-N-T-I-F-S. So if you look at the spreadsheet here, we have a list of student names, their marks and their percentages. So we want to count how many got over 60 marks. So we'll just go to D11 here, go up to FX, Countif, and okay, first of all we have to say where to look. So we want them to look into B3 to B7. And in the second one, the criteria, we're going to set up what it is we want them to look for. So we want them to look for ones that are greater than 60. Okay? Now let's just look at the data and work out in our brain what we think the answer is going to be. So the first two are less than 60, and the next three are more than 60, so the answer should be 3. So click on OK, and the answer is 3. So far, so good. Now let's look at the other one, Countifs. So what this lets you do is exactly the same thing, except it lets you set up more than one thing that has to be matched. So we're going to do one that says it has to be more than 60 marks, but it also has to be less than 85%. So let's go down a couple of squares to D13, and we'll go back up here to FX. And this time we're going to pick the second one, Countifs. Okay. So the first one is going to be exactly the same as we did before. So B3 to B7, and greater than 60. Now you can see here, criteria number 2, where to look. So this will be C3 to C7. What to look for? Less than 85%. Okay, so again, let's just use our brain. We know that the answer to the first bit is going to be 3. The last 3, rows 5, 6, and 7. Now, which of those are less than 85? So row 5 is less than 85, row 6 is greater than 85, row 7 is less, so there will be 2 less. So the answer should be 2. Let's check that out, and correct. Now, an important thing to understand about Countifs especially is that it will look for the situation where both criteria have been met, or as many as you set up. If you set up 5, it will look for situations where all 5 have been set up. It can't look for ones that says, does number 1 or number 2 a match? It can't look for situations where it will match number 1 but not number 2. So if I want to know who went to economics class or education class, it can't do that. It can tell me who went to economics class and education class, but not who went to only one out of those 2. So it has some limitations, but it's also very useful if you're just looking for records that meet particular criteria. So you could be saying, how many people on my list of people who work here, how many people have been here more than 10 years? So you work out, okay, 10 years ago, they must have started in 2014. So you do a Countif and say, how many were there where the start date is before 2014. So a variety of different ways that you can use it, but I'm sure you can find a way. So that's all for today. Thank you for listening. See you next time.